In order. Good evening. This is the regular Architecture Board Review meeting, Tuesday, June 7th, 2022. Okay, let's do a roll call. Mike?
Member Cottrell,
Here?
Member Dahlman,
Here.
Member Straight Up,
Here.
and Chair Hunter,
Here.
and Member Kerouac is absent.
Okay, consideration of the minutes of May 3. Any comments, corrections, changes, thoughts? Nothing? Need a motion?
Move the minutes be approved as submitted.
And a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We still doing the vote for,
Yeah, we'll do the roll call.
okay.
Member Straight Up,
Here.
or aye,
Aye.
yeah. Member Dahlman,
Aye.
Member Cottrell,
Aye.
and Chair Hunter.
Aye.
Motion
We didn't
passes
ask if
4
anybody
to
read
0.
them.
I don't do that. Okay, do we have any non-agenda items from anybody out in the audience? I see probably not. And anybody online?
No, nobody online. So nope, nobody there.
Okay, then you're next. Public hearing to review a site plan for the farm system, which is an interesting title, at 921 Sherwood Drive. So if you state your name and address and,
I'm John Seaman. How you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good, John. Well,
Okay.
One thing I always want to mention at the beginning is that we are being recorded and on TV, so
Great.
even though we could hear you without the microphones, you do need to talk into the microphone so that
Okay.
anyone watching on TV can hear you. And we should swear them in too for a public
oh,
hearing.
that's right. Geez, you haven't done that in a long time.
Right, and I'm sorry I don't
Okay, you
have
have to
to slip, but it's,
raise your right hand and say the testimony I'm about to give is full truth, nothing but the truth, period.
It's the whole
Yeah, I
truth,
do.
nothing but the truth. I do.
Close enough.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so it's your show.
Basically, I've submitted the packet a couple weeks ago to Mike, and it just is kind of the site plan. It is a pre-existing building, so I kind of really I didn't understand what you really needed, so I gave you what I thought you needed. And I was really asked by the zoning board to provide a parking plan and additional entrance into the facility that didn't require participants to walk down the driveways. So on my plan, there's actually an entrance that will be on the north side of the building, which could be the drop-off entrance. And in the rear of the building would be the parking guest that could stay doing spots in the center of the parking area on a 45-degree angle. They also required new exterior lighting, which I attached some of the wall packs. We've actually have replaced them with already because it replaced existing broken fixtures that were there, and we just wanted to see how the lights, how they worked and if they were sufficient enough. And that's basically all I have.
Okay. Anybody have any questions of Tom? Any thoughts or comments of what they're doing?
There's a new door involved.
There's a new door on the north side of the building, correct?
Yep.
And I kind of just did a diagram that showed where the door would be placed between the two windows on the east side of the building, and then either side of the entrance would be landscaped to kind of block the building. I think you could see pictures of the location of that door, and it's kind of bare.
And that door has a big vision panel in it,
What?
big glass,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, with the safety bar in the center of it, and ADA, the proper width.
Art, got any thoughts?
So you'll be building like a stoop and step?
It will be more of a ramp, so for handicap accessible, and it's not that drastic of a grade change. If you're out there, you can see the windows are set actually kind of high. If I bring the door down a little bit and then landscape it, you won't even notice, because I'm planning on putting landscaping in front of the windows a little bit, so then you won't see the height of the threshold there.
And I assume at some point in time, you're gonna put a sign up.
Yeah, I'm thinking a sign would just be on the glass on the door.
Okay.
I'm working on a logo right now, so I couldn't really get that for you, but I don't see that necessary right away. My guests are all going to be member or member-based from organizations, so I don't really need to advertise the location.
That's nice for a change. We don't have to go through the whole signage thing.
You gave us pictures of two different light fixtures. I'm not sure I understand which fixture's going where.
Okay, so the one in your right hand there, the smaller fixture, there's 4 exit doors, emergency exits on the building. Those will be above each of those doors. So that's a smaller light fixture. And then there's 3 of those along the back south side of the building, which illuminate the parking lot area.
Okay, one request that I have is this one that's existing was installed with a lot of exposed conduit. Can any new fixtures of either kind be installed without exposed conduit on the outside of the building?
I can look at removing the conduit, yes. Because
Like these, obviously, if there's any.
I think those are cameras.
Cameras.
Those are going to be removed.
Oh, they're gonna be removed?
Yeah, those are cameras.
Okay,
So I just was showing an example of the fixture that's replacing existing. I can look into running the conduit through the brick at the mounting point, because there's 2 other ones, and, cleaning it up, I obviously want it to look good too, but yeah, I can definitely look into doing that.
yeah, those are the only concerns I
I'm
have.
guessing that this one is on a solid wall.
Yeah, but the fixture could be moved over here. to
If
do
you
the
could
same
move it,
thing.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
These,
but this is an existing fixture anyway.
Yeah, that was an existing fixture, so that we just put the new wall pack in the place of the old light all the lights that were on there weren't functional. They just had power to them.
Another alternative might be to paint the conduit to match the brick so it doesn't stand out so much.
That would help,
That would help.
Okay.
yeah,
And strap it to the wall, just so it's
until the
flush.
paint chips off in 2 years.
That's it.
so if I understand you, the photographs are actually been photoshopped. You've taken.
No, those are actually there. Those fixtures are there.
Yeah,
So
these
they're
are
gonna,
actual.
those are gonna be changed to the new fixture.
No, those are the new fixtures that are there.
This is kind of after the fact here.
All right, I see.
There was existing fixtures that the bulbs did not work, and
Fine. So
for
we're
safety
seeing-
purposes, I put those up there, and
We're
hopefully
seeing
that you would be
exactly
happy.
what's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This new
exactly.
door that you're putting in will have this fixture above it?
As of now, yes, that's the plan. If that's okay.
You know,
No, that's not.
Scott?
No comment.
The only question I have, and I don't think we can answer this question, is do you know what the temperature of these light bulbs are, if you know what that means?
It's the 5,000.
That's a really, really, really bright one.
Yeah, it should be on the thing.
Yeah, I think it is, and they gave the range, and I'm just wondering, we don't know what's in the parking.
That's
den.
more, that kind of mimics like the moonlight though, that lightscapes and all the people use. That's the temperature that they use for landscape lighting, for all the uplights.
Lighting, right, it's very, very white.
Correct. Yeah, it's not like a cool light like you'd have an incandescent bulb in your house in your living room.
Okay, I just was curious about that.
Safety is a concern with having it be, bright back there.
Okay, so are we done with questions? When are you gonna open this?
Hopefully, September 1st.
And what's gonna be in there?
It's a youth athletic training facility, focused around baseball, but not limited to. I'll have basketball, soccer, lacrosse, a lot of batting cages, and the retail side is actually kind of picked up too. I wasn't going to do retail, but a lot of the board members were interested in the revenue, I think, from the retail, so we're going to have that now.
And it's all gonna be membership.
All membership, yeah.
That's great, okay.
I guess since you mentioned that about the color, this one says 5,000, but this one says it could be, where did I just see that? Could be 4,000 or 4,500 or 5,000 or 5,700.
57.
And I think they all got to be the same color.
They're all going to be the same color, correct. And the 5,000 is what I was going to go with, just for the crispness and the brightness of it. The 5,000 is what is there now. But you can order them in 2,700 all the way through, I think, the 5,700.
And these are all LEDs.
All LEDs, yeah. And they're on photo cells, so they'll turn on when it gets dark enough.
Okay, so if we're all good, then we need a motion from somebody. Anybody?
Does this have to go to the village board?
It does, yeah.
Okay,
Right,
then.
so it's a recommendation to the
I'll
village
move that we
board.
recommend to the village board that they approve this as submitted.
Second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, Michael?
Okay. Member Stradiff,
Aye.
Member Dahlman,
Aye.
Member Cottrell,
Aye.
and Chair Hunter.
Aye.
Okay, the recommendation passes 4-0.
Excellent.
In favor.
Thank you, Board.
John, good luck with this.
Appreciate the time.
When
Thank you.
are you gonna start it? When are you gonna open?
Hopefully September 1st is the opening date. I'm started cleaning stuff up. Turf is hopefully coming the end of July.
What was in there? I don't remember.
It was Garrett McKenzie. They used it for storage for their generators and trucks. They were the fire and water restoration company that was big around here, and they would truck out to New Orleans or wherever the disasters were.
Yeah.
They did have a lot of outside storage, which I'm eliminating. So it's cleaning up really nice. It just needed a little love.
Yeah, the building does.
But it will get there. It's pretty, it looks a lot better now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep, great, thank you.
All right, what else we got here?
So we've got a streetscape item. Here, I'll share my screen.
Pictures.
So, yep,
Good night.
um,
Oh, okay.
let's see here.
So Drew wasn't gonna be here with this.
You know, initially he thought he was, but he couldn't make it.
Has everybody seen this chair? It's right down the street in
Yeah.
front of Bob Broughton's house. And it's,
It's the same chair as you see all over town in most people's front yards.
oh, no, this is giant. The seat,
This is
if you,
oversized.
if you stood next to it, your head would be about at the back of the chair back.
That's not what we're proposing for downtown.
No,
It's
no,
not that big.
Drew was hoping to have a little bit of humor out there. And there they are.
Right. So I think there's some volunteer woodworkers who are interested in making a couple of these for the village, couple oversized chairs. And so Drew was thinking that we would put them on the Innovasi corner, near the seat wall there, and maybe with a footstool there. So that's, and then if it's popular and people like them, maybe do a couple more in the Village Green next year.
I
or
would
something
not
like
negate the
that.
seat wall. They look kind of close right there.
Yeah, so not too close
But,
to
you
the
know,
seat wall.
Jeff Clark was one of those guys, and Drew said he cut some digits off. Somebody else said he went up this way with his table saw.
Ooh,
Well, my comments are related to normal size ones, like I see in all my
Yeah,
neighbors.
no,
Okay,
this is a big, they're kind of funky. They're,
Yeah.
you know, go
The
down.
big
this-
one might be fun.
It is fun.
I don't
And
think-
You can get in it. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
if
get
they're
up in it.
regular size ones, I don't like the idea.
yeah.
No,
Well,
they're,
if you're seated in this chair, do your feet touch the ground?
no,
An adult, I mean?
no.
You have to
it's-
have a stool there to climb up.
Maybe that's the reason for the footstool.
You can, you can climb up on it, but I've never tried to sit in it. I've gone by it and I've been over to Bob's house, but.
And if they don't work successfully,
it
where you put up there, you can move over to Village Green.
You can move
Yeah,
them in,
right,
yeah. They're
right.
just, so it's just a funky idea, which Drew called me. I said, they're movable. If I said, some kid falls off of it and you get hollered at, that's
Well, the
something else.
original idea with that corner that you just showed was that it be restaurant tables and chairs. And that'll probably take up the space of about 2 or 3 tables.
But you know what? They got enough tables.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the plan was not to fill
But
that
they just-
entire
it's not
space
in
with
a
restaurant
boxes.
tables, but to have something
I'm
for
thinking of the
public.
plan that the last time I saw a plan,
Oh,
it showed
yeah.
it filled up
Yeah.
tables,
Yeah, did it? Okay.
which that,
Yeah, it starts to get like you can't walk through it.
And what is it at about 1 o'clock? Those 3 items on the
Oh,
plan.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what those used to be on the drawing, but I don't think there's anything going there now. And maybe that's the dining chairs or something.
I don't know what that is, because those are small.
You have something similar at 6 o'clock too.
yeah. it looks
Yeah,
like a
right.
chair, doesn't it?
I don't know what those were meant to be.
I think we start off slow and see how it goes before we make whatever that is.
If
You
it's a
know.
funky thing, how do you determine whether it's successful?
Right, that's a good
Seeing
question.
if people are using it,
Right, and see how many people complain to
how many
Mike.
people complain.
This chair isn't the right size for me.
The only concern I would have would be that you're taking up a lot of space. And what you're putting there is not necessarily real useful.
Right.
That would be the only concern I would have. that,
If you had a fountain or a statue or something like used to be there, that's not either. So there's.
Right, no, I agree.
They're a little
I
bit of
agree.
a-
I'm not,
Yeah, they weren't
I'm not
useful
saying
either,
no.
Yeah,
but I'm
no, you're
just
right, you're right,
saying
but,
That
you know,
would be my reservation.
I'm okay about having less tables.
Do you have to
Unless-
climb up into these chairs? I
Huh?
mean, is it the type of thing you gotta climb up into? I mean, is there a safety issue with these at all?
I don't think so unless you're three.
Okay, I did,
Yeah, I brought up
know
the
how
same
high
thing.
that was.
The other thing that is, if they're gonna be there longer than 1 year, they're gonna be a maintenance issue.
Well, I think they take them away in the winter.
Where would you
That
store
would-
something like that?
Huh?
Where would you store it?
Probably in our public works,
public
pole barns,
works,
yeah.
Because like the other chairs that are out in the village green, the benches rather, I think we leave the metal parts of them, but we take the wood parts out every fall.
And, you know,
Refinish them and
I
then
thi-
put them back.
I think so, yeah,
In the spring, when they come back, they look perfect.
right,
By fall, they look.
yeah, they
used
redo
up.
them.
right.
They redo them. Okay, so does anybody have any thoughts on, well, you already expressed your thoughts. Should we tell them to try it?
I think for a trial, I wouldn't do more than 2 of them.
I wouldn't do more than 2 of them.
Right,
what
I
do you
think that's the
Scott?
plan,
I would agree. Two
yeah,
max.
yeah.
The people that'll complain, if there's gonna be complaints, I would guess it'll be the restaurant.
You know what? That's public property,
Oh, absolutely.
and there's,
But they're the ones that would come back and say, if they don't need more tables, they won't complain. If they could put more tables out there and generate more sales tax dollars, then they'll say, hey, look what we could do for the village.
Design in a little fold-out,
I was just gonna say,
for-
tray
for-
tables.
for
Yeah.
eating, yeah.
For your computer or your tray.
Yeah,
Make them convertible. Yeah.
Little canopies, like on the beach. All right, the other thing he wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you've got any of that, was to make sure that the street furniture that we okayed before, we're still okay with.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You don't have anything on that.
No, he didn't give me
And
anything
I don't
on that.
know, you know, when we went through that with Jody and selected bike racks and chairs and trash receptacles and so on, they're getting ready to order all that stuff.
Mm-hmm,
And so he said, are you guys still sure you want to use that, or do you want to look at something else? And I don't think you were here for that discussion. I don't think you were either, were you, Art?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
you
ringing
and
a
I
bell.
were, and I don't know why we would go to change our mind. There's nothing new on the block that,
no, she's a very good designer and came up with good stuff.
yeah. So from what we know right now, let's stick with what we got.
yeah, okay,
It was consistent, and we went around with Jake and Jody and Drew, and I don't know, were you part of that?
No, I
We
wasn't
walked
part
all
of
over town and looked at the various benches and trash receptacles and so on and so forth, and there's all kinds of stuff.
right,
And Jake said, don't do this again, I can't keep this up, this is always broken, this gets, you know, graffitied. And that's, he talked about the bench, you know, that they take apart and refinish every
Yeah.
season. And they'd rather not do that too. But, so these were, you know, contemporary things, and they're sort of generic, but they're okay.
mm-hmm,
So, that's all I know.
okay. Sounds good to me.
Do you have anything else?
Nope, I've got nothing else.
This almost sets a record.
Yeah,
Almost, yeah.
right, pretty quick.
21 minutes, wow.
We could have finished faster.
So one thing I should mention, because I think you were the only, you and Matt were at the joint meeting with, about the water reclamation building.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, were you at that, Art?
No, I was not.
Okay,
I was out of town.
Nick, whatever, I can't think of his name.
Patera, Nick
Yeah.
Patera, yeah.
Who's Jody's boss, you know, president of Tesla. He's in charge of that building, and they're trying to dress it up, you know, and they're actually, they're going to be doing some other things. They're gonna add some bathrooms to it, which is one good thing. But they're changing things, they're screening off the generators on the roof, and they're doing some other things, and they wanna know what else can we do to make it look less like the pig than it is? And, so we had some discussion about that, you know, with the wall that you see when you come down, either doing some sort of mural on it, or Jill Danley said, why don't we just paint that black, which is probably the best idea. And then Nick had some growing vines on it, and, you know, there's a variety of things, it'll come back. But we're gonna be looking at that, and at some point, we're gonna be looking at the yacht club redo.
I know, I gotta admit, I was not impressed with the idea of painting everything black. Painting black seems to be the hula hoop of the day,
It is,
and I think in 3 or 4 years, most of these buildings that are painted black the paint's gonna start chipping and coming off, and they're gonna look horrible.
but I think it's really a bad yellow brick.
Yeah, I don't like painting
yeah.
brick in the first place, but
But, you know,
Right.
a lot of people do it.
I was disappointed to see that they're leaving the generator in the semi-trailer.
you don't like it.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
Well,
I've
that's all
ever
going
seen.
away.
But they're leaving the trailer. The actual generator and stuff is staying, at least
Yeah,
what
but it's
I
getting,
saw.
they're
covering it up, but-
Covering it up.
It takes up 10 times the space that the generator, you know what I mean? They could put a permanent
Yeah, I
generator
think it's getting
installation
covered
in a
by-
fraction of the
I
space.
always presumed that generator pretty well filled that trailer.
I mean, you know, you've seen generators, emergency generators in
It's pretty
enormous
big.
buildings. Granted, they've got some big motors in there. They need power, but, you know,
Have you ever
that
seen-
thing is just absurd.
Have you ever seen the generator building at Highland Park Hospital? The generator itself is bigger than this room.
Right, but that's a whole hospital.
And then they build a
you
whole
know.
brick building around it.
That's a whole hospital. You remember the generator that powered the Highland Park City Hall? It was out behind there, and it was, you know,
That's not a
Right.
big one.
you know, I mean, it just, at any rate,
Small,
to
yeah.
me, it was just, they had it, the original idea is when they had a power failure, they would truck it to wherever they had the power failure and hook it up. And then, you know, that clearly didn't work out because it took, you know, it took them 20 hours to get it, you know, by that time, power was restored. So eventually, you know, and they kept having power failures and sewage discharge here in Lake Bluff, so they brought it down and semi-permanently hooked it up there. But,
So the generator building that's in Lake Forest Hospital, which is, I did.
yeah, but they're running elevators.
And they're right, they were running the entire campus, but there's
Right,
two giant diesel, I just remember the fan blades on the end of those diesel engines were 12 feet in diameter.
Right, I know.
And those towers that come up and do this, they used to be neighbors back there.
But, you know, that's heating and cooling the building and everything else.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's-
They don't
and they're
need
still
anything
using it.
like that down there. I can't imagine now. Again, I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm not, but, you know, you go downtown in an 8-story building, and down in the basement, you see the generator, and, you know, it's just not that big.
But that's interesting that it's not that big. I just presumed that, that the operation down there must take an awful lot of electricity that they needed that big of a generator.
Maybe they do, maybe they do.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
I
Well,
have
now
no
they're
idea.
gonna have 1 million
But,
gallons of crap down there, and there's not more motors going under the ground.
Yeah.
That are part of this, this project, so. Anyways, we'll see that again at some point.
Yeah, right, right. Both of those projects,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, then I guess we got nothing else.
Okay.
All right, well, it's a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Second? I'll second it. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Maybe
motion
did one without
passes.
a roll call.
Yeah, that's the only
That's
one we
the-
can do without a
yeah.
roll call.
Right.
Think on people you might know, people you might know.